Well, good evening, everybody, from the Helen P. Brown Natatorium in Fort Wayne, Indiana, here at Fort Wayne Southside High School. Welcome to the 2017 Indiana High School Athletic Association Boys Sectional Swimming and Diving Meet. Tonight, the preliminary round of swimming competition. Coming up on Saturday will be the swim and dive finals. Of course, the diving prelims will take place on Saturday morning. Jim Measel here along with Jim Thistle as we get ready for the start of tonight's meet. About 7 minutes away. We're going to start right at 6 o'clock, we're told. Carroll, Bishop Dwenger, Bishop Lourdes, Canterbury, Concordia, Northrop, Northside, Snyder, Southside, Wayne, and Homestead. Rounding out the 11-team field here at the Southside Sectional. And Jim, last year we had a heck of a battle for the sectional championship between Homestead and Carroll. But a lot of people think this is going to be Carroll's year. We'll find out come Saturday.
It should be really close like last year. These two are definitely the pride of this sectional. But don't sleep on a couple Snyder kids. They're going to be fun to watch.
Let's kind of explain to the folks who are watching the live stream here tonight what's going to be going on here in the preliminary round. We're not going to see the fast times that we're going to see on Saturday, right?
No, not from the top swimmers. You will not. What you're going to see is you're going to see anywhere from 3 to 4 heats of each event. An individual swimmer can swim in two events in 2 relays, or one event in 3 relays. Top 16 advance to Saturday with numbers 9 through 16 swimming in the consolation final, and the top 8 swimming for sectional championships. All 16 of those will score points for the school, as well as the relays.
All right, let's just make sure our audio levels are proper here. This is the first time we've done this here at SummitCitySports.com, the boys swimming sectionals. I'd like to thank everyone associated with this meet for their cooperation and allowing us to set up here. We're right above the finish line here at the Helen P. Brown Natatorium. And talk about this pool a little bit here, Jim. It's not as long as the folks might see on television during the Olympics.
No, it is a 50-meter pool, but there is a bulkhead in the middle that they allow to separate it into a 25-yard pool. High school events as well as college during this part of the season are swum in yards, not the international meters competition. So we'll be swimming all 50, 100, 200, or 500-yard events this evening.
All right, once again, tonight's broadcast being brought to you by SummitCitySports.com. Follow us on Twitter at 260Sports. Like our Facebook page, Summit City Sports, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Parkview Sports Medicine, a proud supporter of Fort Wayne area athletics and its athletes. Parkview Sports Medicine can provide the training, treatment, and education you need to advance your sports game. Have questions about injury prevention, sports nutrition, and more? We've got you covered. That's Parkview Sports Medicine at parkview.com. And Sports Center Incorporated is Fort Wayne's premier sporting goods dealer, offering equipment rental, embroidery, and screen printing. Sports Center is ready and willing to help you place orders and or answer any questions concerning pricing. Sports Center Incorporated is located at 5511 Coventry Lane, Fort Wayne, Indiana, 46804. Well, as you look at the program and notice all the records for this particular sectional, Jim, they've been set the last couple of years. Just about a ton of records were set last year.
Last year was extremely fast. Quite a few of those guys have graduated, but quite a few of them do return this year, and there should be some records set come Saturday. I don't think you're going to see any tonight, as some of the top swimmers are going to hold back a little bit, knowing they will definitely qualify for the finals. But come Saturday, it'll be race time.
Once again, our thanks to Liz Kaywood, the natatorium director, who is also the meet director here tonight, for her help in our setup. Also, I'd like to thank everyone at Southside High School. They are the host school for this particular meet. The head starter tonight is going to be David Sexton. The assistant starter is Jill Brown. The stroke and the turn judge is Bob Dunlap. We're going to be starting our first event. It's the 200 medley relay. We will have 2 heats in that particular event. The sectional record set last year, 132.74. And what is known as the state time, 137.77. And that's the time we can watch this weekend, Jim, because if you hit that time, you get to go to the state finals.
Correct. Every sectional winner across the state, there are 20 sectionals. They all qualify for the state meet as well as anyone else that swims the state qualifying time.
All right, we're going to pause now for the playing of our national anthem. All right, we're getting set to go here at the Helen P. Brown Natatorium. And folks are already getting fired up. Come Saturday, this place is going to be really noisy.
Yeah, it gets full. I would suggest if you want to come down here and watch this, get here 30 to 45 minutes before it starts. It gets full. It gets very loud there in the championship finals.
And since it's a natatorium, the sound just bounces off the walls and goes all over the place. And let's run down the competitors here for the first heat of this 200-yard medley relay. We'll have Fort Wayne in lane 2. Bishop Dwenger will be in lane 3. Homestead will be in lane 4. And then in lane 5, it'll be, boy, these abbreviations get me all the time. That's going to be Concordia. No, I'm sorry. Yes, Concordia in lane 5. And Canterbury in lane 6. You would not believe how they abbreviate some of these schools. They really throw you for a loop. So this is the first heat of 2. Again, this is the 200-yard medley relay. Go ahead, Jim.
And in this event, you're going to see 4 different strokes, all 4 different strokes represented. Started with the backstroke. The backstroker will turn it over to a breaststroker, who then hands it off to a butterflyer, and it wraps up with the freestyle leg. Each individual swimmer will be swimming 50 yards.
We can tell you who will be swimming the first legs here. In lane 2 for Wayne will be Moises Lopez. He's a senior. In lane 3 for Dwenger, Deniro Brinker. He's a junior. Trey Cooley, a junior, will be swimming the first leg for Homestead. Mason Pickett, a freshman, swimming the first leg for Concordia. And Connor Lochner, a junior, will be swimming the first leg for Canterbury. It's 8 lengths of the pool. Again, that's 25 yards. So you have to do the math here. Divide 25 into 200 and you get the amount of lengths. And so we're coming up on the 6 o'clock hour here, and we should be set to go here momentarily. Everybody seems to be in position. One thing is sure as heck don't want to do here in sectional is false start. You only get 1 false start. Yeah.
Actually, there's no false starts. If you false start, you're going to be disqualified. So you'll see some safe exchanges from Homestead in this relay, because they know they're going to finish in the top 8, and they know they'll be swimming on Saturday, so they don't want to get DQ'd today.
Yeah, they tell the swimmers to get into the water. Ready for the first leg. And away we go. They don't use a gun anymore, by the way. Very interesting, high-tech way to start races. And in lane 4, Trey Cooley gets the lead for Homestead. And he'll have the lead coming off the turn. Boy, he stays underwater almost half the length of the pool there. Pretty good set of lungs. We'll give it the swimmers now for lane 2 as Homestead has the lead. It'll be Cameron Burley for Wayne, a sophomore. Andre Hawley for Dwenger. Bryce Warner for Homestead. We have Jared Armstrong for Concordia and Riley White for Canterbury. And Warner looks like he's extending the lead for Homestead. Homestead, as expected, controlling this race as we come up to the third leg. And the third leg swimmers are Roberto Medina for Wayne, Luke Masco for Dwenger, Chase Chaston for Homestead, Evan Croft for Concordia, and Paul Helmich for Canterbury. Let me just say right off the start, if I mess up any of your kids' names, you parents out there, please forgive me. And we're already into the fourth leg for Homestead. Wow, we're into the freestyle already. That's how dominant they are in this race. The relay legs are for Homestead. We got Riley Anderson well out in front. Swimming the final legs for Wayne will be Amari White. For Dwenger, Jackson Heaton. For Concordia, Liam Brooks. And for Canterbury, Merritt Lamb. And there's a win for Homestead right off the bat. In lane 4 as they dominated this race as expected.
Homestead finishes in 1:45.45, which is a very conservative time for them. Look for them to shave off a good 10 seconds come Saturday.
Concordia finished in second in lane 5. And third place in lane 3 goes to Bishop Dwenger. And Homestead winning that race by almost 3.5 seconds. All right, ready for heat number 2, and we have 6 teams in lanes 2 through 7. We'll give you the first leg swimmers here for North Side in lane 2. Max Corbus, he's a senior. In lane 3 for Bishop Lours, Jonathan Gill, a freshman. For Carroll in lane 4, Noah Urigan, a sophomore. Lane 5 for Snyder, Jacob Steele. For Northrop in lane 6, Bryce Hunt, a freshman. And lane 7 for Southside, Joaquin Coleman. Joe Coleman is the junior. And the lead is neck and neck right now in lanes 4 and 5. Carroll and Snyder neck and neck as we swim the second leg. The second leg for the teams in this event. For Northside, Chase McCord in lane 2. For Lours, Andrew Gill. For Lours in lane 3. Jordan Kunicki in lane 4 for Carroll. Zachary Hyde for Snyder in 5. Victor Banks for Northrop in 6. And Julian Levinoff for Southside in 7. And we're into the third leg, and in lane 4 now, Carroll has taken the lead. They've kind of opened up a body length lead here over Snyder. Let me give you the third leg swimmers. Joshua Barber for Northside, Ben Fink for Lours, Timothy Cater for Carroll, Jacob Miller for Snyder, Sebastian Rick Giffel for Northrop, and Sebastian Levinoff for Southside. And look at this, we got a close race here, perhaps for first. Carroll and Snyder have been battling all race long, but it looks like Carroll's going to win it by a body length in lane 4. The final legs swum by Logan Johnson for Northside, Adam Veltman for Lours, Kyle Kressel for Carroll. I better get that name right. Nicholas Torres for Snyder, Adam Berkman for Northrop, and Sam Lalo for Southside. And a win there, Jim, for Carroll. And that was a pretty good race. Only won by a couple of seconds.
Yeah, Snyder's got some very good swimmers, especially leading off with Jacob Steele. He's going to make a run for a state title in the backstroke next week. In this, Carroll now will be seated number 1 on Saturday. We'll be swimming in lane 4. Beside them will be Snyder in lane 5, and then you'll have Homestead in lane 3. So I think Carroll and Homestead will like the fact that they're swimming side by side on Saturday, so swimmers can take a peek at where they are during that race.
Snyder finished second in that second relay race, and third place in lane 3 went to Bishop Lours. Now we move to the 200-yard freestyle. We'll have 3 competitors in this particular race. In lane 3 from Southside, Virgil Towns. Lane 4 from Dwenger is John Brinker. Lane 5 from Canterbury is James Romano. This is the first of 4 heats for the 200-yard freestyle. And as Jim and I mentioned earlier, the top 8 times move on to the championship finals on Saturday. Then the second 8 times will be in the consolation finals on Saturday. This is 200 yards, back and forth 8 times. And John Brinker in lane 4 with a slight lead as he swims the third leg here. Right on his shoulder, Virgil Towns from Southside. Three down, 5 to go as we approach the halfway point in this race. Again, this is the first of 4 heats. And it's neck and neck right now. Looks like on the outside in lane 5, that's James Romano gaining some ground. He's about a half length behind Brinker. Brinker still with the lead at the halfway mark. Looked like he added to his lead on the turn there. And it's up to a body length lead. He picked up about 2-3 feet in that turn, Jim. And boy, in races like this, those turns are so important.
Absolutely. When you're making 7 turns in a race, if you can shave off just a few tenths of a second per turn, it can become a second when it's all said and done. Brinker
holding on to the lead as he's coming down to the end of the 6th length. 2 to go after this. And he's opening up some space now over James Romano in lane 5. It's up to a body length and a half. So John Brinker from Bishop Dwenger slowly but surely pulling away now to a length and a half to go, and it looks like it's going to be Brinker's race.
This is when it starts hurting. This is where you're going to know the guy that really wants it is the guy that can come in on that last 50 and actually drop his split.
25 yards to go. John Brinker from Bishop Dwenger trying to bring it home. James Romano in lane 5 is second. And we have Virgil Towns in lane 3. And Brinker will win this race. Let's watch his time here. And Brinker wins it. Romano will take second. And Towns in lane 3 will finish in third. They'll put the time up on the board now. 2:29.55 for Brinker.
John's got to be happy with that swim. He came in seated 2:35 flat, so he dropped almost 5.5 seconds. So even if he might not advance until Saturday, individually it's very important to try to set personal bests when you're swimming in this meet.
He's a senior. That might be his last swim, so that's a good way to go out in that particular event. So the first heat is over. We move now to heat number 2. There'll be 7 competitors. And we'll let them go off here. We'll be kind of quiet. Have to be quiet here for the start. All right, and away they go for heat number 2. They move rather quick here. We don't mess around. Just, you know, you'll see in the Olympics, guys would be kind of hanging out for like 5 minutes before they send them away, but not here. You better be ready. All right, in lane 1, we have Rishi Jain, and he is from Canterbury. Lane 2, Victor Banks from Northside. Lane 3, Jacob Bacali from Concordia. Lane 4, Noah Dalton from Homestead. Lane 5, his teammate, Zach Ziska. Lane 6, Sebastian Regifo from Northside. And Mason Hatfield, his teammate, swims in lane 7. And a tight battle for first here, right in the middle of the pool between lanes 4 and 5. That's Noah Dalton and Zach Ziska, 2 Homestead guys battling for the lead. A slight lead for Dalton.
An impressive swim so far for the freshman, keeping up with Noah Dalton. He's a very experienced 200-yard freestyler, having been to state multiple times. So very good swim from Zach so far.
Well, his seat time is 1:48 flat. That's among the leaders. The top seat times will be coming up in the last heat.
We have the final results from the medley relay for Saturday's swims. In the championship heat, in 8th place, Canterbury. 7th, Northrop. 6th will be Bishop Dwenger. Fifth will be Bishop Luers. Fourth, Concordia. Third, Homestead. Second, Snyder. And your top seed for Saturday's finals in the 200 medley relay is Carroll.
All right, Dalton wins it. His teammate Ziska will take second in lane 5. And here comes Jacob McGauley in lane 3 to take third place. 1:48.4 winning time for Dalton.
Oh, it just looked like a little bit of a practice swim there. He was just out kind of getting the blood going a little bit. I think you'll see him go a lot faster on Saturday.
Well, like I said, this is, we mentioned this earlier. It's the preliminary night, so it's not as intense as it will be in here on Saturday. Tonight's the night you don't want to mess up and get yourself tossed out of the meet. You want to make sure you do everything right tonight and come back Saturday.
Absolutely. Make sure you qualify, stay healthy, go home, get some rest for a couple days, and come back ready to race on Saturday.
All right, third of 4 heats coming up now for the 200-yard freestyle. Again, it's 8 lengths and 7 swimmers in this one. Lane 1 at the bottom of your screen, all the way up to number 7. In lane 1 from Canterbury, we have Garrett Walker. Lane 2 from Bishop Dwenger, Joseph Straley. Lane 3 from Snyder, Nicholas Torres. Lane 4 from Carroll is Jack McCurdy. Lane 5 from Carroll, Matthew Woolham. Lane 6 is Nathan Walls, and he's from Concordia. Lane 7 from Snyder, Nolan McCurris.
Again, as Jim mentioned earlier, you're going to see the faster swimmers in the middle of the pool. This is called pyramid seating, where they put the fastest of the heat in lane 4, then to lane 5, 3, 6, 2, 7, etc. So you're going to see the faster swims coming from lanes 3, 4, 5, and 6 as the night progresses.
And right now in lane 4, Jack McCurdy has the lead by about 3/4 of a length. Lane 5, Matthew Woolham is in second place halfway through this heat. And it looks like McCurdy building his lead slowly but surely out to about a 2 body length lead now, and looks very, very comfortable past the halfway point. Matt Woolham still in second place, but it's still Jack McCurdy well in front. Good swim for Woolham in lane 5. 2 lengths to go. In third place here in lane 3, that's Nicholas Torres from Snyder. But McCurdy still leading the way. Slowly but surely adding to its lead here in the last few lengths. As they turn for home, 25 yards to go. Jack McCurdy with a seed time of 1:46.65. Let's see if he can beat it here. If he swims a strong final 25 yards, he touches 28.34 the last split for McCurdy. Woolham finishes second. Torres will come in third. And we'll see McCurdy's time here in a moment as the final few swimmers are, 1:53.7. That's a couple seconds below the seed time, but that's all right. Wait till Saturday.
Yeah, with 1 heat to go, that time's the second fastest time thus far. So Jack's not worried. He's going to be in that top 8 on Saturday.
And now we move to the 4th and final heat here in the 200-yard freestyle. And we'll have 8 competitors. And again, we'll run down the names once they send them on their way. We don't want to talk too much here. We're right above the starter, so we want to be quiet here. That's swim meet decorum, right, Jim?
Absolutely. That and no flash photography.
Well, they tell him to stand up now. Nobody fell in. I know this young man in lane 3, Alexander Bowers, he held his position after the starter told him to stand up. Which you can do, by the way. You can do. That's all right.
As long as he releases the end of the block, they're considering that standing up. So he must be comfortable once he gets down to that position. He doesn't want to get back up.
All right, in lane 1, we have Dylan DeLong from Northside. Lane 2, Joshua Gagline from from Concordia. Lane 3, Alexander Bowers from Snyder. Julian Norman in lane 4 from Homestead. And he's got the fast seed time at 1:43.45. Lane 5, we got Kristen Siri from Carroll. Lane 7, Charlie Burton from Lourdes. Lane 6 is open, by the way. Lane 8, Luke McCarthy from Bishop Dwenger. And a big lead for Julian Norman from Homestead, as he's already halfway through the race. Let's see, in second place we have Christian Siri from Carroll. I hope I'm pronouncing that name right. C-S-E-R-I. Jim Knotts said yes, so score 1 for the Old Mees here.
Julian's a very versatile freestyle swimmer. We've seen him swim everything from the 50 to the 500 free in sectionals and state. So a very accomplished freestyle swimmer. He looks very comfortable going out in this 200.
He's just gliding through the water. I mean, he could dress up as one of the boats at the Fort Wayne Boat Show, and he can glide through the water there. He looks very strong, and here he comes the last 25 yards, and put a little extra effort there in that last 25 yards. Maybe send a little message here.
Could be. I think he wants lane 4 on Saturday, and he's going to get it.
Oh, yeah. 28.18 the last 25 yards. Siri will finish in second place, and Bowers in third in lane 3. Let's see Norman's, 1:46.01. There you are, boys. Match that. There's a little gamemanship in swimming, isn't there, Jim?
Absolutely, especially in the relays. You're going to see some of the people that swam today not swim on Saturday. They kind of hold back. You're allowed to have an 8-man roster for your relays. Once you swim one, you're locked into that. So there is definitely some gamesmanship as to who you put out here in the prelims, as to who might be swimming come Saturday in the finals.
All right, so we're done with the 200-yard freestyle. And now we move on to the 200-yard individual medley. We'll have 3 heats for this particular event. The 200 IM. Jim, for folks who may be watching swimming for the first time, explain what goes on here.
This you're going to swim all 4 disciplines. This requires a good swimmer in all 4 strokes as well as being strong. You're going to see him swim 50-yard butterfly, come back with the backstroke, then the breaststroke, then the freestyle.
I will be quiet here as we start them. And away they go here in heat number 1. In lane 2, Bull Bierman. And he is from Concordia. His teammate, Evan Croft, is in lane 3. Bryce Warner in lane 4 from Homestead. His teammate, Wes Hembry, is in lane 5. Kevin Tarbett from Concordia is in lane 6. And Sebastian Levinoff from Southside in lane 7. Warner has the fastest seed time in this particular heat of 1:57 flat. And he has the lead as they go to the backstroke. And a rather comfortable lead after just 2 lengths.
Yeah, when there's 3 heats like this, he's actually the 3rd fastest seed. So what they do is they put the fastest seed in the 3rd heat, lane 4, the 2nd fastest in the 2nd heat of lane 4, the 3rd fastest in the 1st heat of lane 4, then do the same thing with lane 5 to 3 to 6. So again, you're always going to see the fastest swimmers in the middle of the pool.
And in case you're wondering, well, who's winning? How come you're not mentioning team scores? Well, we really don't have team scores tonight. We will on Saturday during the finals. And last year, again, Homestead and Carroll had a knockdown drag out for the team championship. It was decided by 24.5 points, Homestead winning, as Homestead and Carroll pretty much dominated last year's sectionals.
Yeah, Homestead took it back. Carroll won it in 2014 and 2015 after a very long run of Homestead wins. And Homestead was hungry last year, and they came out and they got the sectional trophy back on the southwest side of town.
And it's Julian, I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong race. This is Bryce Warner with the lead here in lane 4 with 1 length to go here. They wrap it up with the freestyle leg. Warner will bring it home in first place. Second place will be his teammate, Wes Hembry. Warner touches. Hembry second. And coming up third in lane 3, Evan Crumpf from Concordia. So we'll check out the times here for the top three. And Warner's time, 2:01.24. Embry had a 2:05.75. And still waiting to put Croft's time up there. It is 2:12.1. So Warner may have to, well, let's see. His seat time was 1:57. Kind of puts him on the bubble, perhaps, Jim.
I think after, when it's all said and done, you're going to see Bryce in the finals as well as Wes. I think you'll see it both in the top 8 on Saturday. We'll find out in 2 more heats.
Yeah, at 2:01.24. Yeah, we'll see what happens here. Again, we have 2 more heats. Again, the boys swimming sectionals here at the Helen P. Brown Natatorium, being brought to you tonight by SummitCitySports.com. Follow us on Twitter at 260Sports. Like our Facebook page, Summit City Sports, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel as we get ready now for heat number 2. In the 200-yard individual medley, we got results yet from the 200 freestyle?
We do, and I'll get them to you right here as soon as you tell everybody who's swimming in 200 IM.
All right, we'll run down the lineup here once they send them away. All right, in lane 1, we got Tony Brinker from Dwenger. Lane 2, Michael Fisher from Northside. Lane 3, Bull Trowbridge from Snyder. His teammate Jacob Steele's in lane 4. Timothy Cater from Carroll is in 5. Ty White from Northside in lane 6. Sam Clay White is from Northrop. Doggone abbreviations got me again. And Sam Clay in lane 7 from Northside. Yep, okay. All right, Jim.
We do have the results from the 200 freestyle. On Saturday, swimming in the consolation heat, in 16th place tonight was Nolan McCurris from Snyder. 15th, Charlie Burton from Bishop Lewis. 14th, Joseph Straley. He's from Bishop Dwenger. Victor Banks from Northrop.
Gotcha.
Placed 13th. Joshua Gagline from Concordia was 12th. Sebastian Rengifo from Northrop in 11th. Nathan Walls from Concordia in 10th. And Jacob McGolly will be the top seed in the consolation finals. He is from Concordia. Swimming for a sectional title on Saturday, 8th place Nicholas Torres from Snyder. 7th, Alexander Bowers from Snyder. 6th, Matt Wollum from Carroll. 5th, Zach Zishka from Homestead. 4th, Christian Seary from Carroll. 3rd, Jack McCurdy from Carroll. 2nd, Noah Dalton from Homestead. And your top seed on Saturday will be Julia Norman, a sophomore from Homestead.
Okay, final 2 lengths here. The freestyle, Jacob Steele in lane 4 from Snyder with the lead. A strong swim for Timothy Cater from Carroll in lane 5. He's in 2nd. And it'll be Steele winning this race as he comes to the wall. Cater will take 2nd. And coming up in 3rd place, swimming his final 25 yards now in lane 3. That is Bull Trowbridge from Snyder. You can tell the Snyder swimmers, they got the school local there on the swim cats. Easy to pick out. So heat number 2, second of 3rd heats, winding down here in the 200-yard individual medley. 50 freestyle will be next. Since they just go back and forth there, a quick 2 lengths, we'll run down the field here right after the next heat for the 200-yard IM. And there'll be 4 heats for the 50-yard freestyle. They'll be fast. They'll be fast.
Definitely. It's by the time you get the lanes red, and they'll be back to the wall.
All right, once again, Parkview Sports Medicine is a proud supporter of Fort Wayne area athletics and its athletes. Parkview Sports Medicine can provide the training, treatment, and education you need to advance your sports game. Have questions about injury prevention, sports nutrition, and more? We've got you covered. That's Parkview Sports Medicine at parkview.com. Steele's time was 1:59.67. Cater 2:01.56. Trowbridge 2:15.04. The top 3. All right, heat number 3 for the 200 IM. We got a little bit of time, so let's run down the field. We got Dylan Van Horn in lane 1 from North Side. Sam Perrine from Dwenger in 2. Jacob Leffers in 3 from Homestead. We'll give you the rest in just a moment here. And away they go. Jackson Kent from Carroll is in 4. Tristan DeWitt from Carroll's in 5. Luke Masco from Dwenger is in 6. Simon Der Lorshorn from Lours is in lane 7. We got 3 freshmen in this race. Perrine, Leffers, and DeWitt, all freshmen. They can swim this event, but they can't drive yet.
Mom and Dad have had a lot of mornings taking them to practice early in the morning, so
that's
I
right.
can speak from experience. It's a thrill when the child gets their driver's license and you can just wake them up instead of taking them to practice.
Well, I'll tell you, Mom and Dad, they are the unsung heroes in this sport or any high school sport. Looks like we got a pretty good race here as we approach the halfway point. Jackson Kent, as they swim the backstroke in lane 4, has a slight lead over Tristan DeWitt, 2 teammates there. As we're halfway through this race, this is the 3rd and final heat for the 200-yard individual medley. Now the breaststroke, and they popped up from underwater at about the same time, and this is a real battle here between these 2 teammates. Kent had the faster seat time, 1:53.15. DeWitt's seat time, 1:58.15. 5-second differential, but boy, hey, Tristan DeWitt telling his teammate Jackson Kent, like Lee Corso on Saturday mornings during college football season, not so fast, my friend. Here we come to the freestyle leg.
Jackson's going to have just enough to hold him off.
Yeah. And he's starting to put some distance now. This appears to be a stronger leg, the freestyle. As they come off the wall for the final 25 yards, this has been the best race of the night so far. Hey, DeWitt's not going away. I'll tell you what, you got to give Tristan DeWitt a lot of props here. Look at him, he's only a half body length back, but it's going to be Jackson Kent holding on for the win. But Tristan DeWitt did himself proud with that race. 3rd place will go to lane 3. That's Jacob Leffers. We'll get the times here in a moment. 1:58.73 for Kent. DeWitt's time 1:59.6. And Leffers 2:05.71. Now, are we up to speed on the? We did do the 200 freestyle, right?
Yes, sir.
We did run them down. Okay.
Those times right there will put Jackson and Tristan side by side in lanes 4 and 5 again on Saturday.
Teammates.
It'll be fun to watch the senior and the freshman go at it. Might be a little passing of the guard at Carroll.
All right, the 3rd heat wrapping up here. We'll have the 50 freestyle. Up next, we'll have 4 heats. We'll have 6 competitors in the 1st heat. Virgil Towns, Southside will be in 2. Henry DeBello from Canterbury will be in 3. Andrew Prusser from Northside will be in 4. Sam Lalo from Southside will be in 5. Micah Searfoss from Southside in 6. Nicholas Sanderson from Snyder will be in lane 7.
Again, this one will be a quick one. A lot of power in the pool. A lot of bubbles as they kick and stroke. This is a lot of power on this stroke.
This is swimming's version of the 100-yard dash.
Absolutely.
The 50 freestyle. And now this is where the start is crucial. And this is the race where you might see some of those false starts. And you gotta stay disciplined when you get up there in that block.
Yeah, there's very little holding back in tonight in this race. This one you've got to go out and go for it. The blocks here at Southside are good, but they're not as you see in some places where they can give you a reaction time. It's always good to look at the reaction time of the swimmers, especially in this event. You see people ranging anywhere from a half a second to 0.8 of a second. And as you'll see here shortly, that 0.3 can be the difference between 1st place and 5th place.
Again, our head starter here tonight, right down here below us. That's David Sexton. And swimmers, to your marks. He sends them away. I tell you what, Mr. Sexton's not messing around here tonight.
You want to keep this flowing well. There's a lot of swims going on tonight. There's not a lot of time to get them in. These kids got school tomorrow, so they need to get home.
Battle for first. Andrew Prusser in 4. Sam Lalo in 5. Prusser with the edge, coming to the wall. It'll be Andrew Prusser from Northside finishing in first. Second will go to lane 3, Henry DeBello. And Lalo finishes in third in lane 5. And 26.63 for Prusser's winning time. DeBello had a 27.44. Lalo had a 27.61. And as soon as we got the 200 IM results in, Jim, why don't you go ahead and throw them? You got them yet?
Yeah, real quick. The
cool.
consolation finals will be Sam Clay from the north side, Sam Horan from Dwenger, Mikkel Fisher from Northrop, Kevin Tarbett from Concordia, Bo Bierman from Concordia, Luke Maskell from Dwenger, Tyasius White from Northrop, and Bo Topridge from Snyder. We'll give you the top 8 here in a moment.
Go ahead, Jim, with the top 8.
Top 8 in your championship final on Saturday in the IM will be Evan Kropp from Concordia, Wes Hembry from Homestead, Jacob Leffers from Homestead, Timothy Cater from Carroll, Bryce Warner from Homestead, Jacob Steele from Snyder, Tristan DeWitt from Carroll, and your top seed will be Jackson Kent from Carroll.
All right, heat number 2 winding up, and in lane 4, that's Carson Bull from Carroll finishing in first place. Second place goes to Andrew Howard from Carroll in lane 5. Third place taken in lane 6 by Denero Brinker from Bishop Dwenger. The other swimmers in lane 1, John Neubauer from Northside, Adam Veltman from Lourdes in 2, Calvin McAllister from Canterbury in 3, Merritt Lamb from Canterbury in 7, and Blake Shearer from Dwenger in lane 8. So 2 heats down, 2 more to go. Heat number 3 coming up. And again, we have 8 competitors. We'll run down the field here once the starter sends them on their way. Again, we're right above the starter here, so basically you have to be quiet here. And now we have to be very quiet. All right, in lane 1, we got Jaron Armstrong from Concordia. Roberto Medina from Wayne is in lane 2. Nicholas Torres Snyder in lane 3. Scott Hodson, Homestead in 4. Liam Brooks from Concordia in 5. Maxwell Imler from Concordia in 6. Cameron Burley from Wayne is in 7. And Jackson Vorderman from Canterbury in 8. And Hodson, my goodness, 21.54. Oh, Scott Hodson, that's below his seed time. That's almost a half second below his seed time. Hodson throwing down the gauntlet here with that time. Brooks was second, 22.96. Torres third, 23.41. No holding back for Scott Hodson there, Jim.
No, he said, come out and catch me, boys.
Again, delivering the message for Saturday.
Absolutely.
21.54. Boy, he's got some guys shaking their speedos right now with that time. Now the 4th heat. 4th of 4.
Looks like we have an official talking to someone down there. There might have been a false start disqualification on that. We'll know later. I'm not sure who that is, but it's never good when an official talks to you after the race.
Well, they still got all the times up there on the board, and don't know what might have caused that.
Generally on the 50, it'd be a little jerk before the start. Any sort of little flinch will get you disqualified.
That's usually called by the assistant starter, right? Or
that's where he was, over on the other side of the pool, talking to her.
All right. Heat number 4. Upcoming here, Adam Berkman from Northside in 1, Blake Berkmeyer from Lourdes in 2, Kyle Kressel from Carroll's in 3, Jacob Miller Snyder is in lane 4, Riley Anderson from Homestead in 5, his teammate Yalon Song is in 6, Mary White from Wayne in 7. Ian Gill from Dwenger is in 8. And away they go, the 4th and final heat here in the 50 freestyle. And it's Mark Mallers in lane 4. Check that, Jacob Miller in lane 4, looking at the wrong list again, sorry. Miller and Anderson neck and neck. And it'll be Jacob Miller touching first, 21-7. Oh, it's on, boys. It's on. 21-7 for Miller. Anderson 21-9-6. And Song over there in lane 6, he finished third, 22-8-3. Okay. The duel is set for Saturday. An impressive swim there for Jacob Miller of Snyder. And that's below his seat time. His seat time 21-7-9. He swims a 21-7. And I think his fan club's behind us here. So we're done with the 50 freestyle. Next up will be the 100 butterfly.
And we're going to get a little bit of a break here. And reason being is on Saturday, this is where the last 3 rounds of diving will be. So it's not uncommon for a swimmer to swim both the 50 free and the 100 butterfly in the meet. And they don't want them going too close together here in the sectionals because there will be about a 45-minute gap between these events on Saturday. So we're probably going to get ourselves a 10, 15-minute break, and then we'll be back with the 100-yard butterfly.
All right, and we'll get the 50 freestyle results here shortly, the official results. My partner Jim Kress has got the unofficial results, but have they posted the 50? Not yet?
Not yet.
Okay, we got time. Only step aside for a little bit. We'll be back here at the Helen P. Brown Natatorium following this timeout.
Parkview Sports Medicine is the most trusted of its kind in Northeast Indiana. That's because of the benefits our services provide you. We serve every level of athlete with our sports nutritionists, the expert physicians at O&E, the area's only specialized athletic rehab, and the region's industry leader in sports performance, AWP. The roster coordinates your care in state-of-the-art facilities conveniently located in your community. To start your journey, visit us at parkviewsportsmedicine.com. Welcome back to the Helen P. Brown Natatorium here at Southside High School. Jim Measle along with Jim Kressel. It's the 2017 boys swimming and diving sectionals. The preliminaries tonight, the finals coming up on Saturday. The finals on Saturday will start at 12:30. And the preliminaries will be starting for the divers at 9:15 Saturday morning. So again, we're in a bit of a break here because come Saturday, this will be the time after the 50 freestyle when they're going to have the diving competition. On Saturday, they'll have the first 8 dives Saturday morning and then come back with the last 3 dives during the afternoon session. And we're still waiting for results on the 50 freestyle. We got them. Okay, Jim, go ahead.
All right, in the consolation finals on Saturday, 16th place went to Adam Bergman from Northrop. 15th, Jaron Armstrong from Concordia. 4th place, Roberto Medina from Wayne. 13th, Adam Veldman from Bishop Luers. 12th, Blake Birkmeyer from Bishop Luers. 11th, Denero Brinker from Dwenger. 10th place, Maxwell Imler from Concordia. And swimming in the middle of the pool on Saturday will be Nicholas Torres from Snyder. For your championship finals, in 8th place, Kyle Kressel from Carroll. Liam Brooks from Concordia. Yahun Sung from Homestead. Andy Howard from Carroll. Carson Bull from Carroll. Riley Anderson from Homestead. Jacob Miller from Snyder. And your top seed was that 21:54 turned in by the junior Scott Hodgson from Homestead.
All right, 2 very impressive times there from Hodgson, Scott Hodgson, and then Jacob Miller. Both of them beat their seed time, so that's going to be a very interesting battle on Saturday between those 2.
I wouldn't count Riley Anderson out of that. Riley's a very experienced swimmer, and I would not be surprised if he sneaks in from lane 3.
All right, again, we're in a break here before the preliminary round for the 100 butterfly. We'll have 4 heats in that particular event. We'll have 3 swimmers in the first heat, 7 in the second heat, 7 more in the third heat, and 8 in the fourth heat. No scoring tonight. Where the points to be distributed come Saturday. And for those of you who don't know about the scoring system for swim meets, Jim Kressel, you've been around the pool a while. Why don't you explain to the audience about the scoring system we'll see on Saturday?
Sure. Yeah, all 16 swimmers on Saturday, as well as the relays, will score. The champion will receive 20 points. The runner-up 17, and then they work themselves down to 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11. And then the consolation finals, even if the consolation swimmer was to have the fastest swim of the meet, he's still the best he can do is 9th place. It would get 9 points. Then we go 7 all the way down to 1. So each swim is important. There have been meets that come down to 2 or 3 points, and that could be the difference. Somebody tonight getting into that championship final and getting those 11, 12 points versus being in the consolations against 9, 7, or 6.
Okay, we are through the 50 freestyle preliminary. Again, the 100 butterfly be coming up following the break here. Jim Measle along with Jim Kressel at the Helen P. Brown Natatorium at Southside High School. This facility about 20 years old, built back in the mid-90s. Thanks to the good citizens of Fort Wayne, Jim, I guess a bond issue was passed, and that allowed for this building to be constructed. I guess they built it about the same time they were renovating Southside High School.
That was before my time here in Fort Wayne, but I'm very grateful for them having done that. This is the only 50-meter pool in the area. In the summertime, the swimmers will swim the 50-meter length, the international swim. So this is the only place that meets can be held in the summer for that. So we're very thankful. They've also hosted the City Swim Meet, which is your Parks and Rec League. Great facility, gives multiple kids an opportunity to practice, multiple teams, lots of club meets held here, very professionally run, and we are thankful to have this pool in Fort Wayne.
I look over on the far side, I see the veteran head coach for Carroll High School, John Gibson, over there. He's been through this many, many times. And, when it's Carroll against Concordia in a meet, it's almost like a Gibson family reunion.
Definitely is. John's son, Sean, and his daughter-in-law, Danae, are assistant coaches at Concordia. Past few years, they've been assisting him at Carroll. The things have taken Sean back to his alma mater where he swam at Concordia under his dad when John coached at Concordia. But yes, the Gibson family name is synonymous with swimming in the Fort Wayne area. And John does a great deal for the kids, both from the high school level to running a club up in northwest side of town. A swimming professional, true and true.
Once again, tonight's broadcast being brought to you by SummitCitySports.com. Follow us on Twitter at 260 Sports. Like our Facebook page, Summit City Sports, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Parkview Sports Medicine is a proud supporter of Fort Wayne area athletics and its athletes. Parkview Sports Medicine can provide the training, treatment, and education you need to advance your sports game. Have questions about injury prevention, sports nutrition, and more? We've got you covered. That's Parkview Sports Medicine at parkview.com. Sports Center Incorporated is Fort Wayne's premier sporting goods dealer, offering equipment rental, embroidery, and screen printing. Sports Center is ready and willing to help you place orders and or answer any questions concerning pricing. Sports Center Incorporated is located at 5511 Coventry Lane, Fort Wayne, Indiana, 46804. From this meet, as far as the swimmers are concerned, they move on to the state finals. Unlike some of the other sports in Indiana, you go right from sectionals to the state finals. And the state finals for the boys that will be held at that beautiful pool at IUPUI. It's a 50-meter pool, but again, just like here, they'll divide it off into 25 yards. But for the divers, they got to go from here to a regional competition, so it's kind of like a separate tournament for the divers.
A little bit different. Swimmers, you can't keep your body in the shape you need to for championship races too long. That's why they go straight from the sectionals to the state. Diving does have a regional competition on Tuesday. The top 4 divers from Saturday's sectional finals will move on to regionals. And then from there, there's 4 regionals in the state, and each regional will produce the top 8. We'll head down to the state meet with the swimmers next Friday and Saturday at IUPUI.
Okay, for those of you watching on the live stream, again, I guess we can call this halftime. In this preliminary round of the boys sectional swimming and diving meet here at the Helen P. Brown Natatorium at Southside High School. Once we get out of this recess here, we'll have the 100-yard butterfly. Then following the 100 fly, we'll have the 100 freestyle heats. They'll be followed by the 500 freestyle heats. And we got 3 heats there for the 500 freestyle. The 500 freestyle will be followed by the 200 freestyle relay. And then that'll be followed by the 100 backstroke. And then we'll have then we'll wrap things up with a 400-yard freestyle relay. So we still have, let's see, 1, 2, 3. We got 7 more events to go. Once we get out of this break again, we're in between events here in this swimming and diving sectional. Fort Wayne Southside High School for 2017. Come Saturday, this will be the time when they have the diving competition. So I guess to keep things natural, they're giving the guys a break right now.
Yeah, you could have an individual swim in both the 50-yard freestyle and the 100-yard butterfly. And come Saturday and then at the state meet, there's going to be a gap in there where the divers compete. So if you were to have them compete today in the 53 and follow it right up with the 100 fly, that's not conducive to what they're going to be doing on Saturday. So therefore the break right here, like Jim said, this is when diving will be taking place. Diving in Fort Wayne is not anything to shake a stick at. 2015 both boys and girls state champions hailed from Homestead. Jackie Bren followed up her 2016 title with a 2017 runner-up finish last week. Some really, really good divers produced out of Homestead.
Okay, I think they're making the announcement for the swimmers to get ready for the resumption of the meet here. And again, we'll pick it up with the 100 butterfly. Some swimmers use the break to get into the pool and maybe work on a couple of things. Others use the break to go maybe catch 20 winks. I don't know. I don't know if you got time to catch 20 winks. It's kind of noisy in here, to take a nap.
I don't think much sleeping's going on. You might see some people eating some fruit or some power bars, maybe having a Gatorade, trying to refluish some of the electrolytes that have left their body. Swimming's a tough sport. You and I go out, we kind of play maybe in the pool or the lake. These kids actually swim and swim competitively, and I would not think about doing what these guys do.
And also, it's warm in here. It's the natatorium is kept warm. I'd say it's about 80 degrees in here, and humid. So
it's quite the shock to the body, though, when they hit that water. That water's nowhere near as warm as it is outside. So that sometimes propels guys to a little quicker swims because they want to get out of there.
Well, I'll tell you what, after the weather we've had this winter, although it has been a mild winter in Fort Wayne, it feels good to sweat, and it gives me that feeling like I'm going to be on the golf course here in a couple months.
Yeah, you might be next week if you look at the
forecast. That's right. Yeah, Saturday, that's going to be interesting. Saturday, they're calling for temperatures in the 60s on Saturday, so that's going to heat things up in here a little bit more, and that could be a factor. Although we'll just have to wait and see Saturday, but it will be warm in here. You throw in the fact that it's going to be packed also. So I just might have to wear my shorts here.
You won't be the only one.
Yeah. Again, Saturday's program, the schedule looks like this on Saturday. We will have the diving preliminaries at 9:15, and then the swim and dive finals portion of this meet will start at 12:30 on Saturday. Take note of that. I think there were some places were listed as a 1 o'clock start, but it's a 12:30 start Saturday for the finals. So if you want to be here, you want to get here early because it's going to be packed, and the seating is going to be at a premium on Saturday here at the Helen P. Brown Natatorium. Although it is a very comfortable place for spectators to watch a meet. Everybody's got a good view. We're here at the start-finish line. And again, the diving finals on Saturday will follow the 50-yard freestyle event. And of course, it being the finals, we'll have podium action as well. And it looks like we're getting everyone back in place now for the meet to resume. Again, we'll pick it up with the 100 butterfly. Tonight's broadcast being brought to you by SummitCitySports.com. Follow us on Twitter at 260 Sports. Like our Facebook page, Summit City Sports, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Want to wish good luck to the Homestead girls Saturday at Semi-States. They're over there at Crown Point, so they should leave now. It's a long drive. Congratulations to Blackhawk, Concordia, and Carroll on their fine seasons as well.
What about Central Noble? That's a name you haven't heard a lot of. Central Noble girls in Semi-State.
That's a great story. They got a chance to get to the state finals. That's a solid team up there, a program that was down for a long time. But, boy, they got the town of Albion on fire. I'll tell you that right now. Just love it. You know, remember the movie Hoosiers? When you get a team from a small town that gets deep in the tournament, I mean, they become the hometown heroes. So good luck. And the boys basketball sectional draw will be coming up on Sunday. All right, I think we're getting ready to resume here. The announcer is telling folks to get ready to resume competition. And see our officials are back in place. So we got the 100 butterfly coming up. Heat number 1. Again, we only have 3 swimmers in this particular heat. Joe Quinlan Coleman in lane 3 from south side. Brian Prutzer from north side in 4. Sebastian Levinoff from south side in lane 5. And there they go, 100 butterfly, 4 lengths of the pool. This is the first of 4 heats for the 100-yard butterfly. Brian Prutzer has the early lead in lane 4. And he has south side swimmers on both sides of him. And Prutzer's opened up the lead here as he approaches the halfway point of this race.
Of all the swim strokes, this one requires the most physical. This is a rough stroke on the body, and doing it for 100 yards is very challenging.
Yeah, you're using your arms as knives to cut through that water. And Brian Prutzer with a sizable lead. He has his seat time of 1:18.26. And Prutzer with less than 25 yards to go in control. And Brian Prutzer from Fort Wayne North side will win this opening heat. He touches. We'll get his time here in a moment. Tight race for second. And it looks like Coleman will get second place in lane 3. Levinoff in lane 5 and third. Prutzer's time 1:15.46. So he improved his seat time there by almost 2.5 seconds. Coleman's time was 1:24.9 and 1:25.73 for Levinoff. Now heat number 2, 7 competitors. And away they go in lane 1, Calvin McAllister. He is from Canterbury. Lane 2, Sebastian Rengiffel from Northside. Bull Trowbridge from Snyder is in 3. Wes Hembry from Homestead in 4. His teammate Trey Cooley is in 5. Evan Croft from Concordia is in lane 6. Connor Lochner from Canterbury is in 7. And the lead belongs to Hembry. After the first 50 yards, 50 to go. Hembry and Cooley are top 2.
Wes's stroke looks very comfortable. He looks like he's feeling it tonight.
Hembry's seat time 53.49, and he has a big lead coming down to the end of this race. Second of 4 heats. Hembry will be in first. Lane 5, his teammate Trey Cooley will take second. And in lane 6, a third place finish for Evan Crumpf from Concordia. We'll get Hembry's time here in a moment. 53.98 for Hembry. Cooley's time 56.7. And cross time is 58.99. So 2 down, 2 to go here in the 100 butterfly. And we have 7 competitors here in heat number 3. The 2017 swimming and diving boys sectionals here at the Helen P. Brown Natatorium at Southside High School. And in lane 1 we have Logan Voles. He is from Concordia. Roberto Medina from Waynison 2. Joshua Barber from Northside at 3. Noah Yerian from Carrollton 4. His teammate Timothy Caters at 5. Andre Holly from Dwenger is in 6. His teammate Roman Dickel is in 7. And Yerian with the fast seat time, 53 seconds flat. He has the lead, but his teammate Timothy Caters right with him. And they're neck and neck here, heading towards the 75-yard mark. Yerian and Caters still anybody's race here. The 2 Carroll Chargers battling it out. And Cater looks like he's perhaps edging ahead here. Cater has the slight edge coming to the wall. Cater may beat his teammate. He does. And Timothy Cater finishes in first place. Noah Yerian will take second. And Joshua Barber from Northside in lane 3 takes third. Cater's winning time 52.7. Yerian 53.14. Barber's time 50, is that a 6?
Yes, 56.48.
My eyes are leaving me again. 56.48. Your eyes are younger than mine, Jim.
Those aren't the easiest LED displays to see up there. But Cater did a lot of underwater work on that. Did a lot of work under the water, so when he comes up, he took fewer strokes than Noah did. That's probably what gave him the energy to get to the wall first.
Yeah, Cater's time 52.7. That's below his seed time of 53.65. So a good, strong swim for Cater. Now heat 4. Andrew Prusser from Northside in 1. Ben Fink from Lures in 2. Andrew Gill from Lures in 3. Jackson Kent from Carroll's in 4. Chase Chastain from Homestead in 5. Zachary Kubelis Lund from Snyder is in 6. Luke Masco from Dwenger is in 7. Paul Bierman from Concordia is on the outside in lane 8. Halfway through, and it's Jackson Kent in first place. Lane 5, Chase Chastain from Homestead is in second as they turn for home here in heat number 4, the 4th and final heat for the 100 butterfly. It's still Kent in first, Chastain in second, and holding out for third place now, Andrew Gill here in lane 3. He'll get third place, but the win goes to Kent. Chastain in second, Gill in third, and we'll get Kent's winning time here in a moment. 52.69 for Kent, 54.12 for Chastain, and Gill's time is 56.35. So the heats are done for the 100 butterfly. Jim will have the official results in a moment.
Jackson nipped his teammate Timothy Cater by .01. 1/100th of a second separates the first and second seeds for Saturday.
You know, if I put my glasses on, maybe I can see that scoreboard better. There we go. I can see clearly now.
The glare is gone.
Next up will be the 100 freestyle, 4 lengths. And we will have 4 heats here for the 100 freestyle. And away they go here in heat number 1. Micah Surfoss from Southside in 2. Max Kobus from Northside is in lane 3. Brian Prusser from Northrop is in lane 4. Henry DeBello, and he is from Canterbury. He's in 5. Carter Davis from Canterbury is in 6. And January Hotel from Southside is in 7. Halfway through, and the leader is in lane 5, Henry DeBello. And he is from Canterbury. Prusser is in second as they make the final turn and head for home here. The first of 4 heats in the 100 freestyle. Still the lead belongs to Henry DeBello. And it's neck and neck now. Prusser coming up. It's going to be tight to the wall. Prusser may have an edge here. Prusser in the final 10 yards, rallying to get the win. DeBello was second. And third place goes to lane 2. That's Michael Searfoss, who finished in third place in lane 2. And Prusser's time, 101.93. DeBello's time, 102.46. Searfoss's time, 106.67. We'll have the second heat coming up here shortly. Here in the 100 freestyle, second of 4 heats. Amari White from Wayne is in 1. Jackson Heaton from Dwenger is in 2. Jonathan Gill from Lures in 3. Jacob Miller from Snyder in 4. Liam Brooks is in lane 5. And Brooks is from Concordia. His teammate Maxwell Imler is in 6. Mason Hatfield from Northrop is in 7. And Sam Lallo from Southside is in lane 8. And if I'm mixing up the Northrop and Northside swimmers, I'm sorry. They have to come up with better abbreviations here. The state has these abbreviations that really mess you up when it comes to Northrop and Northside. And let's see, we have results yet from the 100 butterfly here, Jim?
Yeah, we'll get them to you right after the start of this race.
All right, we have the second heat. Heat 2, 2 of 4 in the 100 freestyle. All right, Jim, fire away there.
Yeah, on Saturday in the boys 100-yard butterfly, swimming in the consolation finals will be Roman Dickel from Bishop Dwenger, Luke Maskell from Bishop Dwenger, Andre Holly from Bishop Dwenger, Sebastian Rengifo from Fort Wayne Northrop, Ben Fink from Lures, Bo Trowbridge from Snyder, Zachary Kubolis Lund, Zach, from Snyder, Evan Kropp from Concordia Lutheran. In your championship finals, we'll see Trey Cooley from Homestead, Joshua Barber from North Side, Andrew Gill from Lures, Chase Chastain from Homestead, Wes Embry from Homestead, Noah Yarian from Carroll, Timothy Cater from Carroll, and your top seed with a time of 52.69 tonight from Carroll is Jackson Kent.
All right, very close racer. Jacob Miller edging Brooks at the wall. So Miller wins the race. Brooks second. Third place goes to Gill in lane 3. Miller's winning time 49.73, 50 seconds flat for Brooks, and Gill's time 53.58. So Miller a little bit above his seat time 48.78, but him and Brooks had a knockdown drag out there the last 20 yards, and it was Miller at the wall getting the win. So there comes heat number 3 now, third of 4 heats in the 100 freestyle. 4 lengths. And away they go. Lane 1, Blake Birkmeyer from Lures. Lane 2, Blake Shear from Dwenger. Lane 3, Samuel Woltman from Carroll. Lane 4, Noah Dalton from Homestead. Lane 5, Carson Bull from Carroll. Lane 6, Zachary Kubelis Lund from Snyder. Paul Helmich. Lane 7, from Canterbury, and lane 8, Moises Lopez from Wayne. And look at this three-way battle as we head to the final 25 yards. Right now it's Noah Dalton with a slight edge in the yellow cap. Tight battle for second. Anybody's race for second. Dalton wins it, and it looks like in lane 5, Bull gets second. He does. And Woltman will finish in third in lane number 3.
I just got to tip my hat to Zach Kubelis Lund. Pulled off the double here. He went straight from the butterfly into the 100-yard freestyle. And very rarely will you see somebody swimming 2 events in a row. So tip of the cap to the young man for pulling that off.
And yes, indeed. Dalton's winning time 48.29. Bull's time was 49.15. Woltman's time 49.52. So the top three under 50 seconds. And now we move to the fourth and final heat in the 100 freestyle. The 500 freestyle will be coming up. There'll be 3 heats in that. A little bit of a jittery start here in lane 1. Adam Veldman from Lourdes is in 1. Zachary Hyde in 2 from Snyder. Riley Anderson from Homestead in 3. His teammate Scott Hodson is in 4. Parker Bull from Carroll's in 5. Mason Pickett from Concordia is in 6. John Neubauer from Northrop is in 7. John Brinker from Bishop Dwenger is in 8. Past the halfway mark. And in lane 4, it's Scott Hodson with the lead from Homestead. His seat time 48.5. And a tight battle here for first place. As Parker Bull challenging on the outside. They're neck and neck to the wall. And it'll be Hodson by a fingernail over Bull. Anderson in 3rd. Boy, not a whole lot of difference there. Watch those times and see how close that was. Wow, 17/100ths of a second, the win for Hodson. His time 48.5. Bull's time 48.67. Anderson's time 49.56. So that'll be a heck of a duel coming up on Saturday, and that's going to be a good race on Saturday, the 100 freestyle final.
Yeah, we'll see here shortly what the difference in times are between 1 and 8, but I don't think it's going to be much.
And we will have plenty of time to talk about the 100 freestyle results in just a few moments here, because now I said, we were talking before we took to the air, the 500 freestyle, this is kind of like a track, the swimming meet version of the 3200 at a track meet. This is, although it's not as long as the 3200.
Yeah, these guys are used to swimming a lot in practice. Obviously, 500 yards in practice is nothing, but this is not a practice pace. These guys are racing. You'll see different strategies. You'll see people get out fast. You'll see people lay back a little bit and try to turn it on in the middle or the end. So each individual swimmer has his own strategy for this race, and it's quite interesting to see how each one does it.
All right, it's 500 yards, 25-yard pool, so let's do the math. It's 20 lengths.
Yeah, you're going to see the placards down at the end, so, I mean, there's a lot of time in this. You've got a teammate down there telling you what lap you're on. So that, again, if your strategy is to hit it at about 250 yards, you know when you see that 10, it's time to kick it in.
Now, some of them hold the numbers under the water. You can do that. That is allowed, by the way.
Yeah, you want the swimmer to see it. You can't have them touch it. So if you watch, they're going to hold it down there as long as possible to the swimmer to see it and then pull it out. A lot of these guys work together during the course of the year, and there's going to be different methods of telling them what they're doing. You're going to see guys swinging them side to side, up and down, shaking them faster, slower. And that kind of sometimes tells the swimmer, hey, what do you need to do? You're on pace, you're off pace, pick it up or slow down.
All right, the competitors in the first of 3 heats: Eric Benson from Northrop in 1, Charlie Burton from Lourdes in 2, Bryce Hunt from Northrop is in 3, Jack McCurdy from Carroll's in 4, Zach Ziska from Homestead is in 5, Joseph Straley from Dwenger is in 6. His teammate Spencer Frayne is in lane 7. McCurdy has the fast seat time for this heat, 4:47 flat, and I do believe we have the results from the 100 freestyle, Jim.
Yeah, swimming on Saturday in the 100 freestyle in the consolation finals will be Zachary Cavolis-Lund from Snyder, Adam Veldman from Lures, Jackson Heaton from Dwenger, Paul Helmich from Canterbury, Zachary Hyde from Snyder, Mason Pickett from Concordia, Maxwell Imler from Concordia, and Jonathan Gill from Lures. We mentioned earlier that the difference between the times, the prelims times from 8th to 1st in this event were going to be pretty tight, and they were. The difference is 1.71 seconds from 1st to 8th. So we should see a really good race. And these are the competitors in that championship final on Saturday. Liam Brooks from Concordia, Jacob Miller from Snyder, Riley Anderson from Homestead, Sam Woltman from Carroll, Carson Bull from Carroll, little brotherly love from Parker Bull in Carroll, Scott Hodson from Homestead, and your top seed is Noah Dalton with a 48.29. So that should be a fun race on Saturday. I think you can see any one of 6 guys possibly pull that thing down.
So we got 2 brothers in there, huh?
Yeah, they're not going to be swimming side by side, so I don't think we're going to see any fights on the block.
I bet there'll be a little smack talking tomorrow in that household. What do you think?
I think the ride to school tomorrow could be kind of interesting.
Yeah. Well, was that you that almost knocked the table over? We almost lost it. That's 2 for me, 1 for you tonight. Again, this is Jim Meese along with Jim Kressel. We're at the 2017 Boys Swimming and Diving Sectionals, being hosted again this year at the Helen P. Brown Natatorium at Southside High School. We're into heat number 1 of the 500 freestyle. And this time down, we'll have 4 laps to go. Your leader is Jack McCurdy in lane 4 from Carroll. Looks like Zach Ziska in lane 5 is in second place. He's from Homestead. He's a freshman. His seat time was 5 minutes flat. We got 3 heats here in the 500 freestyle. And 3 lengths to go following this turn. Again, Jack McCurdy in the lead. And after this turn, as you hear the bell, you hear the cowbell there telling McCurdy he's got 2 laps to go. And I tell you what, when you're swimming this race, you want to see that orange color there. You only got 25 yards to go.
That is quite refreshing when you see the double blocks instead of a number when you're heading down to the opposite end of the pool.
McCurdy with almost a 25-yard lead as he touches to win the first heat. Zach Ziska in lane 5 will finish in second. And Straley in 6 still has 2 lengths to go. Still waiting for the third place finisher here. Looks like it's going to be in lane 3 here. That's Bryce Hunt. So he's got, after this last turn, he'll have 1 length to go. He's in third in lane 3. McCurdy's time, by the way, 4:51.51. Ziska's time just over his seat time by a fraction, 5 minutes, 0.27 seconds. And coming home now in third place will be Bryce Hunt from Northrop in lane 3. Here he comes, and he'll finish in third. And he touches. We'll get Bryce's time here in just a moment. Again, 3 heats in this 500-yard freestyle. After this, we'll have the 200-yard freestyle relay. And there'll be 2 heats for that. Then the 100 backstroke will have 4 heats. And the final event of the night will be the 400 freestyle relay. I'm sorry, that'll be preceded by the 100 breaststroke, getting ahead of myself here. And then the 400 freestyle relay. So 5 guys are done. We're waiting for these final competitors to finish up. And is everyone done now? Looks like it. Yep, okay.
You see the swimmers staying in the pool. Carroll and Homestead definitely always do that. It's a sign of respect for your competitors that you don't finish, especially in a race like this where Jack was almost 2 minutes ahead of the swimmer that's finished 6th. So you don't just jump out of the pool and run away. That's something that John Gibson has installed in his swimmers, that you stay in the water until the last competitor your heat is done. Sign of respect.
All right, heat number 2, and we'll have 7 competitors in this race. Again, it's a 500-yard freestyle, 20 lengths of the pool. And away they go. In lane 1, Simon DeLorshorn from Lours. Lane 2, Nathan Walls. And he is from Concordia. His teammate, Jacob McCauley, is in 3. Bryce Warner from Homestead is in 4. Matthew Wollum from Carroll is in 5. Joshua Gagline from Concordia is in lane 6. Dylan DeLong from Northside is in 7. It's the second of 3 heats. Tonight's broadcast being brought to you by SummitCitySports.com. Follow us on Twitter at 260sports. Like our Facebook page, Summit City Sports, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Our coverage tonight also being brought to you by Parkview Sports Medicine. They're a proud supporter of Fort Wayne area athletics and its athletes. Parkview Sports Medicine can provide the training, treatment, and education you need to advance your sports game. Have questions about injury prevention, sports nutrition, and more? We've got you covered. That's Parkview Sports Medicine at parkview.com. And our coverage also being brought to you by Sports Center Incorporated. They are Fort Wayne's premier sporting goods dealer, offering equipment rental, embroidery, and screen printing. Sports Center is ready and willing to help you place orders and or answer any questions concerning pricing. Sports Center Incorporated is at 5511 Coventry Lane, Fort Wayne, Indiana, 46804. Again, in case you're just joining us, we're at the Helen P. Brown Natatorium at Fort Wayne Southside High School, the second heat of the 500-yard freestyle. We are through 6 laps for this particular heat. And it looks like in lane 4, Bryce Warner from Homestead is your leader, although in lane 5, Matthew Wollum is right on his outside. As they complete now their 8th length, 12 to go. And those two guys still battling for first place. Third place belongs to Jacob McCauley from Concordia in lane number 3. By the way, later on tonight, for those of you watching the live stream, they'll put up the results of the preliminary round at IHSAA.com or .org. I'm sorry, IHSAA.org. Get the preliminary results. I'm sure they'll have them posted by midnight tonight. They're usually pretty quick about it.
Carroll and Homestead are definitely showing their dominance of this meet here today. We've swam 5 of the 8 individual events, and each school has placed 3 swimmers in the championship final. 3 is the most you can put in an event. So 6 of the 8 spots in each event of the 5 thus far come Saturday will be filled by Carroll or Homestead swimmers.
We're past the halfway point. In fact, we're coming up to the end of lap number 13. 7 to go after this turn. Bryce Warner still your leader. Matthew Wollum is in second place in lane 5, and now Warner is opening up the lead. About 3 body lengths now over Wollum as they make the turn with 6 lengths to go. Pretty good battle for third place here. Yeah, they're on the same lap down here. These two guys fighting it out for third. We have in lane 6, that's Joshua Gagline and Jacob McCauley in 3.
This could lead to bragging rights at school tomorrow. These are both Concordia Lutheran swimmers.
This time down after this turn by your leader, Bryce Warner. There'll be 2 laps to go. Matthew Wollum still in second place in lane number 5. And Warner looking very, very strong and steady in the yellow cap. And he just has been building that lead, and there's the cowbell telling him 2 lengths to go. Wollum is trying to hold on for second place in lane 5. But it's going to be Bryce Warner. His seat time coming into this heat was 4:45 flat. Probably won't break it, but still pretty solid time heading into Saturday's finals. And the top 8 times from these heats. Move on to the championship finals on Saturday afternoon. And Bryce Warner wins the second heat. We'll get his time up here shortly. Second place going to Matthew Wallum from Carroll. He touches. In second place, and I believe McGauley is in third right now. Kind of tough to keep track here when they have 20 laps. But Warner's winning time is 4:55.15. Wallum's time for second, 5:01.55. And McGauley finished third. Okay, in lane 3.
Yeah, those times for Bryce and Matt should definitely put them in the final top 8 come Saturday. And neither one of them were in racing suits. They're just in team suits. So I would look for both of them to have a fairly significant drop in time come Saturday.
And McGauley's time, 5:28.02. So that was below his seat time, by the way, by about a second. And Wallum, his time tonight a little bit slower than his seat time of 4:59 flat. So we still have 2 competitors in the pool here. Up there in lane 7, Dylan DeLong still has 1 more length to go. And young man down here in lane 1, Simon Deloshin, still has, looks like he's got 2 more lengths to go. As heat 2 comes down to a conclusion, 1 more heat here in the 500 freestyle. And again, after this, we'll have the 200 freestyle relay, the 100 backstroke, the 100 breaststroke, and that'll be followed by the last event of the night, the 400 freestyle relay. And that last race sometimes decides the meet, Jim, that 400 freestyle relay.
Absolutely. For those of you that were here at the boys sectional 2 years ago in 2015, it was a 3.5 point difference. And the difference between first and second place, because relays are scored double, is 6. So it was a winner-take-all race. And it came down to probably the last 5 yards. I don't know exactly what the time was, but that was neck and neck, Homestead and Carroll down to the end. And Brian Niebuhr, the senior for Carroll, brought it home and had to make Carroll the sectional champions.
And speaking of Homestead, as we get ready here for the third and final heat of the 500 freestyle, once they send them away here, I'll tell you the story. And away they go. You may notice some of the Homestead swimmers with blonde hair. In fact, they're all blonde. little team unity there, as several Homestead swimmers have dyed their hair blonde. All right, here in this third and final heat, we have Eric Hyde from Snyder in 1, Ty White from Northrop in 2, Alexander Bowers from Snyder in 3, Julian Norman from Homestead in 4, Kristen Siri from Carroll in 5, Jacob Burton from Snyder in 6, Logan Johnson from Northside in 7. And the fast seat time in this particular heat, Julian Norman in lane 4, 4:41.7. Second fastest, Christian Siri, 4:55.15. Third and final heat here for the 500 freestyle. The 200 freestyle relay is on deck.
You mentioned the blonde hair with Homestead. I know they've been doing that for years. I can't seem to locate Coach Max yet. It's his first year at the program. But I know in the past there has been coaches that have joined the team in terms of dyeing their hair. I know Coach Engelhardt did it for years. So see if Coach Max decides to join him.
Coming down to the end of lap number 6. 6 down, 14 to go, and in the middle, Julian Norman from Homestead, a sophomore, has the lead. Looks like in lane 5, Kristen Siri from Carroll's in 5th place. And in lane 3, Alexander Bowers from Snyder is in 3rd. So we're coming down to the end of the 8th lap, 8 down, 12 to go. And Julian Norman with a rather comfortable lead. Again, it's not a matter of where you place in these heats, it's how your time stacks up. Top 8 times move on to the championship finals, and the second 8 will be in the consolation finals on Saturday. And everything will be posted at IHSAA.org later tonight if you want to check it out. Again, if you're planning to be here Saturday, if you're watching a live stream and you got plans to be here Saturday, make sure you get here early. It's going to be jammed up here. The finals start at 12:30. You want to get here and get a good seat. It's going to be a nice day. No weather issues whatsoever. We don't have to worry about any snowstorms or anything like that. And they're calling for temperatures in the 60s. It may be warm in here on Saturday.
Yeah, on Saturday finals, it is an electric atmosphere, and it definitely, you can tell, it pumps up the swimmers. Girls and boys teams in swimming practice together, and they spend a lot of time together, and they support each other real well. So you'll see a whole slew of girls swim teams for each school here in cheer blocks for their counterparts.
All right, on this turn, Norman will have 7 lengths to go. He continues to lead by a rather sizable margin.
He looks really comfortable. He's just out for almost what looks like a long practice swim.
Just not expending a whole lot of energy, doesn't have to. Has 6 to go. Siri in lane 5 still in second. He's doing the best he can, but Norman is just too tough on this particular evening. But I'm sure Christian's not worrying about that. He just wants to get a good time and get into the finals on Saturday. Bowers in lane 3 looks to be in third place. Alexander Bowers from Snyder. And 4 to go here. Following that turn by Julian Norman. He's got 75 yards to go and shows no signs of slowing down. He's got about a half pool length lead right now over Christian Siri, and this time by he'll get the cowbell to signal two lengths to go. There's the cowbell from the assistant starter. By the way, they don't allow noisemakers for the finals. Keep your noisemakers at home.
Or signs. The IHSAA strictly prohibits signs and noisemakers. Now your voice and your hands and your feet can make as much noise as you want, but no artificial noisemakers.
And coming down towards the end, it's Julian Norman in lane 4 from Homestead with a rather convincing win. And Siri swam a strong race as well. Norman touches in first. Siri will touch in second place in lane 5. And now we await the third place finisher. And coming down here in lane 3, heading towards the wall is Alexander Bowers, and he'll finish in third place from Snyder. Norman's time, 4:54.17. Siri's time, 4:58.6. We'll get Bowers' time up on the board in a moment. There it is, 5:15.25 for Bowers. So those are your top 3 in the third and final heat. And so the other competitors finishing up here in this third heat for the 500 freestyle. Got still 3 more to go here.
We'll really pick up after this when you got a relay, a couple individual events, and another relay. So relay time is always exciting, especially on Saturday. You will see some really fast swims on Saturday.
We got the competitor over there on the far side in lane 7, Logan Johnson. He's got 1 length to go. I think he's the last one. Yes, he is. Oh, I'm sorry. We got 2 still finishing up. Okay, young man in 7 is done. Logan Johnson finishes, and we still got 1 more down here in this near lane. That's Eric Hyde, and he gets the double orange card. So here comes his last 25 yards. And then we'll get to the 200-yard freestyle relay. Well, they set things up. The deck is only open to coaches and swimmers, so you don't see any spectators on the deck.
We do have an area where if you want to practice we got 25 yards set up here for the competition. The other 25 yards for the pool that's been roped off for folks, or for the kids who just want to stay warm, maybe practice a few strokes. And they're over here to our right.
Yeah, you'll see guys go down there after their race and do a cool down. Their muscles are really flaring when they get out of the pool. So you want to kind of let them taper down to their normal state. So yeah, you get done racing, you get to go swim some more.
But not as fast. All right, we're going to have two heats here for the 200-yard freestyle. We got Northside in 2, Carroll in 3, Homestead in 4. And in lane 5, we have Concordia, and Wayne is in lane 6. Swimming the first legs here will be for Northside in 2, Dylan DeLong. For Canterbury, Connor Lochner. And we'll be quiet here as we start the race. Julian Norman from Homestead in 4. Gerard Armstrong from Concordia is in 5. And Amari White from Wayne is in lane 6. This is 200 yards. It is 8th length of the pool. 200-yard freestyle relay, first of 2 heats. And wow, big lead for Homestead right off the bat. And the second leg now in the water. That's Scott Hodson from Homestead. The second leg's also being swum by Chase McCard from Northside. Riley White from Canterbury. Max Imler from Concordia. And Moises Lopez from Wayne. Homestead with a big lead. As we enter stage number 3, the third leg for Homestead, Riley Anderson. Other third leg swimmers, Logan Johnson for Northside, Henry DeBello for, what school is that? Canterbury, my goodness. Nathan Walsh for Concordia, and Cameron Burley for Wayne. Final 2 lengths, and the anchors, Noah Dalton in the pool for Homestead. The other anchors are Joshua Barber for Northside, Merritt Lamb for Canterbury, Jacob McGauley for Concordia, Roberto Medina for Wayne. And it's Homestead's race. They win this going away. Homestead finishes first in lane 4. Coming up for second in 5 will be Concordia. And a tight battle for third. Up in lane 6, that's Wayne. And it looks like they're going to get third place. Yes, they will. And fourth place goes to Canterbury here in lane number 3. So the time for Homestead, 1:31.91, just above their seed time of 1:30 flat. And second place goes to Concordia, their time 1:40.9. Third place in lane 6 to Wayne, their time 1:50.51. That was below their seed time. So we get ready now for heat number 2. We have Northrop in 2, Wenger in 3, Carroll in 4, Snyder in 5, Loras in 6, and Southside in 7. The first leg's being swum by John Neubauer for Northside, for Northrop. I'll tell you what, it's only right the IHSAA about these abbreviations. John Neubauer from Northrop is in the first leg in lane 2. Then we have Jackson Heaton for Dwenger in 3, Samuel Waltman from Carroll in 4, Zachary Kubilas Lund for Snyder in 5, Blake Berkmeyer from Lures in 6, and Micah Searfoss, Southside, in lane 7.
Just like in the first heat, you're going to see a lot of safe exchanges here. With 8 teams making the championship final, only 11 schools here. The key today is to make sure you don't get disqualified, especially for Carroll, Homestead, and Snyder. They know they're going to make the top 8, so just make sure it's a safe exchange.
All right, this is the second and final heat here for the 200 freestyle relay. 3 events to go after this. And away they go. And it's Carroll grabbing the early lead in lane 4. That's Samuel Waltman swimming the first leg. He's a sophomore for the Carroll Chargers. And Carroll with a huge lead. Coming down to the second leg. Second place belongs to Snyder in lane 5. The handoff to Carson Bull, a sophomore for the Carroll Chargers. He maintains the lead. Alexander Bauer swimming the second leg for Snyder. The other second leg swimmers are Andrew Prusser for Northrop, Spencer Frayne for Dwenger, Ashton Everett for Lures, Virgil Townsend for Southside. Third leg now for Carroll, Christian Siri. For Snyder, Bull Trowbridge. Mason Hatfield for Northrop. Roman Dickel for Dwenger. Adam Veldman for Lures and Julian Levinoff for Southside.
Christian Siri finishing up for Carroll here. Just got out of the pool after swimming the 500 just a couple minutes ago.
And now the anchor leg. We have Adam Bergman for Northrop. Denero Brinker for Dwenger. Jack McCurdy for Carroll. Zach Hyde from Snyder. Charlie Burton from Lures. Sam Lalo from Southside. And we're coming towards the end. It's a win for Carroll in lane 4, a rather easy win for them. Second place going to Snyder in 5. And finishing up in third place in lane 3 will be Bishop Dwenger. That's the way it goes. We have the second heat here for the 200 freestyle relay. And the winning time for Carroll in lane 4, 132.16. Snyder's time in 5 was 137.25. Third place time for Dwenger was 143.74. So we're through the heats now for the 200 freestyle relay. Again, no team scoring tonight. These preliminaries to determine who swims in the finals and consolation finals on Saturday. We're up to the 100 backstroke. First of 4 heats. And away they go. We have 5 racers here in heat number 1. Joseph Gilson from Wayne in 2. Jack Colliver from Dwenger is in 3. Moises Lopez from Wayne is in 4. Sam Clay from Northside is in 5. And Gannery Hito from Southside in lane 6. Some of these guys just swam a relay.
Absolutely.
All right, you got some results there, Jim?
Yeah, we got some results of the 500 free. We got 16 guys that are, I'm sure, excited to get to race this again in a little over 36 hours. In the consolation finals will be Logan Johnson from Northside, Charlie Burton from Lures, Joseph Straley from Bishop Dwenger, Nathan Waltz from Concordia Lutheran, Taishas White from Northrop, Joshua Gegline from Concordia, Bryce Hunt from Northrop, Jacob Burton from Snyder. And swimming in your championship heat will be Jacob McGauley from Concordia, Alex Bowers from Snyder, Matt Wallum from Carroll, Zach Zishka from Homestead, Christian Siri from Carroll, Bryce Warner from Homestead, Jack McCurdy from Carroll, and your top seed with a time of 4 minutes 50.86 seconds from Homestead, Julian Norman.
All right, we'll get the 200 freestyle relay results in a moment. First heat is done here for the 100 backstroke. And the winner was Sam Clay in lane number 5. Lopez took second. Colliver took third in lane 3. And Clay's winning time was 119.41. Lopez's time, 123.06. Colliver's time, 127.82. So the first heat is finished. Now we're up to heat number 2 for the 100 backstroke. 2 events to go following this.
And once you get through that 500, the meet goes pretty quick.
8 competitors here in heat number 2. And we'll have 8 competitors in the other 2 heats as well. Ashton Everett of Lures in lane 1. Logan Vos from Concordia in 2. Bryce Hunt from Northrop is in 3. Chase Chastain from Homestead in 4. Brian Lower from Carroll's in 5. Ben Fink from Lures in 6.
Joquelin Coleman from Southside is in 7. And Zachary Bergman from Northrop is in lane 8.
Got the results of the 200-yard freestyle relay in the consolation finals on Saturday. Fort Wayne Southside, Fort Wayne Northside, and Canterbury. And swimming in the championship finals will be Fort Wayne, Bishop Luers, Northrop, Dwenger, Concordia, Snyder, Carroll, and your top seed will be the Homestead Spartans with a time of 1:31.91.
Okay, halfway through this second heat. Or check that, race is over. That's right, it's 100 yards. Fooled me. Chase Chastain, the winner in lane 4. And Brian Lohr finishes second in 5. Ben Fink from Lourdes will finish third in lane number 6. And Chastain's time was 54.92, which was about a half second below his seat time. Lohr's time, 57.06. And pardon the pun, he lowered his seat time. It's lowered by about 3 seconds. I'm here all week, folks. Fink's time was 106.09. And his time was also lower than his seat time, which was 107.52. All right, 2 down, 2 to go here in the 100 backstroke. Heat number 3 of 4.
Yeah, Noah Yarian here swimming in this one. Last year at the state meet, he finished 9th place as a freshman. And you don't see freshmen at the state meet finishing real high. There's a big difference in freshmen, young men, and senior men. So should be exciting to see what he can do this year.
We got 2 guys from Canterbury in lanes 1 and 2, Jackson Voderman and Connor Lochner. Lane 3, Logan Cronk. He is from Carroll. Also from Carroll, Nolan Urian in 4. Brandon Wiggins from Homestead in 5. Adam Berkman from Northrop in 6. Cole Drosty, and he's from Concordia in 7. Luke McCarthy from Dwenger is in lane 8. And I don't know why we have a holdup here.
Generally, when you see something like this and you see the stroke judge, Bob, over at the scorer's table, he's probably reporting a disqualification. My guess would be at the turn at the other end of the pool that someone probably got turned over a little too quickly and took a stroke into the wall, which is illegal.
The scorer's table is over on the far side, just beyond. I don't know if we can get a shot of it. There we go. Those are the guys really who are in charge of things, right?
Absolutely. And whenever you see one of the officials over there, it's not a good sign for someone.
So actually we have 3 officials working this, kind of like a 3-man crew in basketball. You got your starter, and over there we got the assistant starter. She's over there on the far side. And then we have this gentleman over here at the 15-yard marker. And what's his job, Jim?
He's a stroke and turn judge, as well as looking for people to make sure they break the surface of the water before that little red mark you see in the lane lines. When you get to the advanced meets, college meets, you're going to see people pushing it right up against that red mark. Because the more time you can spend underwater, the less strokes you take, and the quicker you generally finish.
Got to have an eagle eye for that job. All right, here in this third heat, we have in lane 4, Noah Urian, the young man we just talked about, opening up a huge lead. Pretty tight battle for second. Right now the edge belongs to Wiggins. Brandon Wiggins in lane 5 from Homestead. But Noah Urian is all by himself here from Carroll in lane 4. He'll win this going away. Wiggins trying to hold on for second in lane 5. Looks like he'll do so. As Urian touches, Wiggins gets second, and in lane 3, Cronk will get third. Logan Cronk from Carroll. Tight battle over there on the far side for fourth. Urian's time 52.95. Just below his seat time of 53 flat. Wiggins' time 57.38. And that was below his seat time. Third place, Cronk, just under a minute, 59.88, if I read those numbers right over there. And that's below his seat time of 101 flat.
Mentioned earlier the underwaters. Watch lane 4 here, Jacob Steele. He will challenge that red mark. He will get out there on his start. The senior finished really high at state last year and is a contender to win a state title in this stroke this year.
All right, here we go. Fourth and final heat for the 100 backstroke. Eric Hyde, Snyder in 1. Paul Helmich, Canterbury's in 2. Jonathan Gill from Lourdes in 3. Jacob Steele from Snyder is in lane 4. Trey Cooley from Homestead in 5. Mason Pickett from Concordia is in lane 6. Spencer Frayne from Dwangers in 7. Nolan McCurris from Snyder is in 8. And the lead at the halfway mark belongs to Jacob Steele by about a body length over Trey Cooley. Cooley's right there, though, stays underwater longer than Steele did. As we come down to the final 25 yards, it's Steele and Cooley in the middle. Steele holds on to his lead by about a length and a half, and he'll win this race. Cooley will take second. And coming up for third place here in lane 3 is Jonathan Gill from Bishop Lourdes. And Gill will finish in third place. Coming up in fourth in lane 6 will be Mason Pickett. So the 100-yard backstroke is finished. Steele's winning time, 52.06. Cooley's time, 54.09. So Steele was above his seed time. Cooley was below his seed time, barely by about a half a second. And Gill in third place, this time 1 minute .44. And that was just below his seed time, which was 1 minute .8. All right, we're through with the 100 backstroke. Next up will be the 100 breaststroke. And we'll have 4 heats in that. And Jim will have the results very shortly in the 100 backstroke. We did do the 200 freestyle relay, right? Okay. Those are in, and here we go right away. The 100 breaststroke in lane 3. Julian Lebanoff from Southside. Liam Ward from Canterbury is in lane 4. Nicholas Sanderson from Snyder is in 5. And as soon as you got those 100 backstroke results,
we've got them.
All right.
Swimming in the consolation final on Saturday. Logan Valls from Concordia. Connor Lechner from Canterbury. Adam Bergman from Northrop. Cole Drosty from Concordia. Ben Fink from Lourdes. Paul Helmich from Canterbury. Mason Pickett from Concordia. And Bryce Hunt from Northrop. Swimming in your championship final will be Jonathan Gill from Bishop Lourdes. Logan Cronk from Carroll. Brandon Wiggins from Homestead, Brian Lauer from Carroll, Chase Chastain from Homestead, Trey Cooley from Homestead, Noah Yarian from Carroll. And your top seed with a time of 52.06 this evening is the senior from Snyder, Jacob Steele.
Okay, we're coming down towards the end of heat number 1 for the 100 breaststroke. Liam Ward in lane 4 is your leader. And he'll win this particular race. Second place will go to Nicholas Sanderson in lane 5. Julian Lebanoff in lane 3 will finish in third. So that's the first of 4 heats for the breaststroke. Now we move on to heat number 2, and we'll have 7 competitors in this one. Benjamin Westrop from Canterbury in lane 1. Cameron Burley from Wayne in 2. Andre Hawley from Dwenger in 3. Jordan Konecki from Carroll is in 4. Yelyung Song from Homestead in 5. Victor Banks from Northrop is in 6. And Jacob Burton from Snyder is in lane 7. Konecki has the fast time for seeds, 1 minute .5. 100-yard breaststroke. Swimmers until they stand up. Against
some stand up, others stay down in their start position. I guess it depends on how you feel most comfortable. Thank goodness somebody fell into the water there after the starter told him to stand up. That's happened.
It has before and it will again.
And there's no place to hide. It's kind of like that airlines commercial. Want to get away? So, all right, in lane 4, we got Jordan Kunicki, the leader. From Carroll, he's a junior, has the fast seat time in this particular heat. Second place, Youngin Song in lane 5. Kunicki in 4, still with a rather sizable lead as they turn for home. Less than 25 yards. Song is in second in lane 5. Close battle for third. Here in lane 3, it looks like Hawley has an edge on Banks in lane 6, and it looks like Hawley's going to get third place in lane 3. He does. Banks will finish in 4th in lane 6. Kunicki's time, 1 minute .82. Song's time, 105.53. And Hawley's time, 108.39. So those are your top 3 in that particular heat. 2 down, 2 to go here in the 100 breaststroke. And again, we have 8 racers in this particular heat. Sam Perrine from Dwenger, Riley White from Canterbury in lane 2. Perrine's in lane 1. Riley White in lane 2. And there they go, Zachary Hyde from Snyder's in 3. Tristan DeWitt from Carroll is in 4. Michael Nitcher from Homestead in 5. Jerome Armstrong from Concordia is in 6. Michael Fisher from Northrop is in 7. Leah McCurdy from Concordia is in lane 8. And DeWitt, the fast time for the seat, a freshman, 59.99, and he leads. He's only a freshman, folks. And he's got a rather sizable lead here halfway through.
He's not new to big races. Tristan's been racing with the national scene for quite a while, having made junior national cuts. So this is not going to be an experience that scares him at all.
Tristan DeWitt, a name you may want to remember. Only a freshman, already an accomplished swimmer. As Jim just mentioned, he finished his first in this heat. Second place goes to Michael Nitchter from Homestead. Tight battle for third at the wall. Oh, let's see who got third there. Hyde did it, lane 3, just barely edged out Armstrong in lane 6 by a fingernail. DeWitt's time, 1 minute .18. Nitcher's time, 104.38. And Hyde's time, 108.81. He won that race by, he took third over Armstrong by 0.09 of a second. A blink of an eye there. All right, 4th and final heat for the 100 breaststroke. Keith Suttle from Northrop in 1. Nate Prendergast from Lourdes in 2. His teammate Andrew Gills in 3. Parker Bull from Carroll's in 4. Jacob Leffers from Homestead in 5. Roman Dickel from Dwenger in 6. Chase McCard from Northside is in lane 7. And we got Michael Maxson from Concordia in lane 8. Can't believe all these freshmen that compete in varsity sports these days. Not only swimming, but other sports. When I was in school, freshmen knew their place. Not anymore. Of course, there was the dark ages when I was in school. We did have electricity back in those days. So it's not that old. All right, 4th and final heat for the 100 breaststroke. Fast seat time belongs to Parker Bull in lane 4, 59.85. And Bull pops up in the lead in lane 4 to the outside of him. Leffers in lane 5 is in second. And right behind them in third place, Andrew Gill in lane 3. Halfway through, it's still Bull in the lead. Parker Bull, a senior. This is his last
goal round. He's being challenged by the freshman, Jacob Leffers. But Bull has the lead with 25 yards to go as they turn for home. And he opens up his lead there on that last turn. Parker Bull with the lead. Leffers in second. Can he hold on for second? Because Gill swimming a strong race in 3. Leffers holds on for second. Gill will finish at third. And Parker Bull's winning time will be posted here shortly. It's 1 minute .33. 1 minute .33 for Bull, just above his seat time. Leffers in second. His time was 103.31. So that was below his seat time. Third place, Gill, 105.19. And that was about 2 seconds below his seat time. So you gotta love the cheering. It's gonna be even louder Saturday.
You will hear more and louder on Saturday.
Again, the finals on Saturday start at 12:30. The diving prelims start at 9:15. But we suggest for the finals to get here early because it's going to be packed. And if you can't make it, we'll have it on SummitCitySports.com. But by all means, we hope you can make it. All right, last event. 400-yard freestyle relay. We have here in the first of 2 heats. We have Southside in lane 2, Dwenger in 3, Carroll in 4. Lane 5 is Concordia. Lane 6 is Canterbury. The first legs being swum by Joe Quavlin Coleman for Southside, Luke Maskell for Dwenger, Samuel Woltman for Carroll, Evan Kropf for Concordia, Merritt Lamb for Canterbury. 400 yards. And each guy swims 100 yards.
That is correct. Carroll is the defending state champion in this event. However, 2 of those swimmers are off to swim in college. Ryan Housing at Yale and Zachary Sagan at Evansville. And the other 2 are Parker Bull and Jackson Kent. And I'm not sure they're going to be on this relay. We'll know come Saturday. They didn't swim any of the relays today. So I think John's just trying to figure out exactly where he wants to place them this year.
Second legs being swum by Virgil Towns for Southside, Denero Brinker for Dwenger, Timothy Cater for Carroll, Jacob McGauley for Concordia, and Henry DeBello for Canterbury.
We got the results of the breaststroke, and swimming in the consolation final Saturday will be Keith Suttle from Northrop, Jacob Burton from Snyder, Riley White from Canterbury, Roman Dickel from Dwenger, Victor Banks from Northrop, Nate Pendergrast from Lures, Jaron Armstrong from Concordia, and Zachary Hyde from Snyder. And the championship finals will be Andre Halley from Dwenger, Yi-Hun Song from Homestead, Andrew Gill from Lures, Michael Nichter from Homestead, Jacob Leffers from Homestead, Jordan Kanicki from Carroll, Parker Bull from Carroll, and your top seed with a time of 1:00.18 is the freshman from Carroll, Tristan DeWitt.
All right, the third legs being swum by Gannery Hato from Southside, Jackson Heaton for Dwenger, Jack McCurdy for Carroll, Maxwell Imler for Concordia, and Paul Helmich for Canterbury. The fourth legs, the anchor legs, Michael Searfoss from Southside, Andre Hawley from Dwenger, Noah Urian from Carroll, Liam Brooks from Concordia, and Riley White for Canterbury. Again,
Relays.
Go ahead, Jim.
Relays are one of the toughest things for officials. They need to watch to make sure that the swimmer coming off the blocks does not leave prior to the touch. So the officials are going to watch the feet of the swimmer on the block, and as they release from the block, they will look down to make sure that the hand has touched the wall. And if they see a gap to where the hand hasn't touched when the feet go, that's when a disqualification would happen. So you get a little bit of a head start, a little bit of a running start, and the quicker you can make those reaction times, again, could be the difference in a race.
And the win in lane 4 for Carroll. Second place in lane 5 goes to Concordia in this particular heat. And looks like in lane 6, no, they got one more swimmer to go. I beg your pardon. Looks like third place coming up here in lane 3. There it is, lane 3. That's Bishop Dwenger taking third place. Once again, tonight's boys sectional and swim meet, the preliminaries here at Helen P. Brown Natatorium, being broadcast, streamed live on SummitCitySports.com and also on YouTube. Follow us on Twitter at 260Sports. Like our Facebook page at Summit City Sports, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'd like to thank our sponsors, Parkview Sports Medicine. They're a proud supporter of Fort Wayne area athletics and its athletes. Parkview Sports Medicine can provide the training, treatment, and education you need to advance your sports game. Have questions about injury prevention, sports nutrition, and more? We've got you covered. That's Parkview Sports Medicine at parkview.com. And Sports Center Incorporated is Fort Wayne's premier sporting goods dealer, offering equipment rental, embroidery, and screen printing. Sports Center is ready and willing to help you place orders and or answer any questions concerning pricing. Sports Center Incorporated, located at 5511 Coventry Lane, Fort Wayne, Indiana, 46804. And as this first heat winds down for the 400 freestyle, one more heat to go. And the second and final heat will have North Side in lane 2, Lures in 3, Homestead in 4, Snyder in 5, and Northrop in lane 6. I don't know if we'll get the results in time before we say goodbye here for the 400 relay, but if we don't, everything will be posted later tonight at IHSAA.org. Again, our thanks to everyone here associated with the Helen P. Brown Natatorium and Southside High School. Especially would like to thank Natatorium Director and Meet Director Liz Kaywood for all of her help. It's a tremendous job to put this on, and Liz and her staff, they do a great job every year here. Got one more competitor wrapping up here in this first heat for the 400 freestyle relay. By the way, the winning time there for Carroll in lane 4 was 3:26.34. Second place time for Concordia was 3:30.62. And the third place time, 3:56.78 for the team in lane 3, Bishop Dwenger. All right, here we go. The final heat, the final race of the night for the preliminaries. Just past 8 o'clock, and everybody expected to be done by 8:15, and by golly, we're right on time. Diving prelims at 9:15 Saturday morning. The swimming and diving final start at 12:30 Saturday afternoon here at the Helen P. Brown Natatorium. If you can't make it, we'll stream it here on SummitCitySports.com and on YouTube. We have Northside in 2, Lures in 3, Homestead in 4, Snyder in 5, Northrop in 6. The first legs being swum by Dylan DeLong for Northside, Ben Fink for Lures, Julian Norman for Homestead, Jacob Miller for Snyder, and Sebastian Regifo for Northrop. And we're just about set to go this last relay race. Well, now
we had the starters discussing something.
Yeah.
Somebody might have seen what they believe was a false start, and the other one not sure. But eventually one of them is going to come up with a conclusion, and I believe that would be our head starter that actually has to say is whether or not a DQ will happen.
Walkie-talkies in hand, and he's communicating with somebody maybe over there on the scorer's table. Hopefully nobody got DQ'd. We don't like to see that. But sometimes you got to lay the law down. And they're still talking via walkie-talkies, so that's the reason for the holdup.
I think they just wanted to get closer to that 8:15 finish time.
See somebody over there in the scorer's table with the walkie-talkie, and is our starter ready down here? It looks like he is. All right, he's got the apparatus ready, and We're ready to go this last heat for the 400 relay. 400-yard freestyle relay. In this particular heat, Homestead had the fast time for seating at 3:13 flat, followed by Snyder with a 3:30.14. And they're neck and neck following the first two lengths. Homestead in 4, Snyder in 5. They're still neck and neck. That's Julian Norman for Homestead and Jacob Miller for Snyder. Not a whole lot of difference between those two here on this opening leg. Swimming the second legs now for Northside, Max Cobbas. For Lours, Blake Berkmeyer. For Homestead, Scott Hodson. For Snyder, Bo Trowbridge. And for Northrop, Ty White. And we're into the second leg now, still close. And now it looks like Snyder in lane 5 edging ahead of Homestead. That is Bo Trowbridge taking the lead for Snyder. And he's opening up a body length lead here over Hodson. They got 50 yards to go for this particular leg. Now it looks like on that turn, Hodson picked up some ground. And he's closing. He's closing on Trowbridge now. They got 25 yards to go. This is going to be an interesting turn. Oh, it's getting closer, neck and neck now. Definitely ground gained on that leg by Scott Hodson. And it is going to be a virtual tie as we come down to the third leg. The third leg swimmers for Homestead, Bryce Warner. For Snyder, Alexander Bowers. The other third leg swimmers are Logan Johnson for Northside, Jonathan Gill for Lours, and Bryce Hunt for Northrop. But it's still neck and neck. What a way to close the show here tonight on this preliminary night of the boys swimming and diving sectionals. Look at this battle here in the final heat for the 400 freestyle relay. And now Homestead's Bryce Warner moves up, it looks like by a half body length over his rival from Snyder, Alexander Bowers. Final 25 yards for these guys as they'll turn it over to their anchors here. And it looks like Warner will give the lead over to Noah Dalton by about a half body length. Here are the anchors. It's Dalton for Homestead, Nicholas Torres for Snyder. The other anchors are Joshua Barber for Northside, Andrew Gill for Lours, and John Neubauer for Northrop. 75 yards to go, and hey, for Snyder, Torres closing the gap, and Torres may have taken the lead there. Torres has the lead for Snyder. 50 yards to go. Looked like Dalton picked up a little ground on that turn. Oh, this is going to be neck and neck. It's anybody's race. It's going to come down to these final 25 yards. Big turn here. Dalton for Homestead. Torres for Snyder. And it's Dalton moving ahead. Dalton by about a shoulder. Dalton is going to win it for Homestead. What a race. What a race. Oh, Jim, hopefully that's a sneak preview of Saturday. That was some race between those two guys, between those two teams.
And you throw Carroll into the lane right next to him, and maybe we can see three like that. Remember back in 2013 it was, the girls 400 freestyle relay between Carroll, Homestead, and Snyder finished with the top three teams within 5/100ths of a second of each other.
All right.
You didn't know who had won until the scores popped up on the scoreboard. It was that close.
Homestead's time was 3:27.89 in first place. Snyder's second place time, 3:28.45. So it was less than a second the win there for Homestead. Third place going to lane 3, that's Bishop Lours, and their time was 3:49.25. And we're wrapping up the last race of the night, and that's going to do it here tonight here at the Helen P. Brown Natatorium, the preliminary night for the Fort Wayne Southside boys swimming and diving sectionals. Jim, some final thoughts as we look forward now towards Saturday.
I think you're going to see a lot of guys that didn't come out in their racing suits today come out prepared and ready to go on Saturday. You're going to see a lot of time drops from some of our top seeds. It's going to be a battle between Carroll and Homestead for the team title, and we can only hope it comes down to a 400 free relay that's as tight as that one.
Yes, indeed, and do we have the final results yet from that 400 relay? We should very shortly here. If we
Yes,
there
we
they
do.
are. Go ahead.
In the consolation finals will be Canterbury and Southside, and then in your championship finals will be Northside, Dwenger, Northrop, Lures, Concordia, Snyder, Homestead, and your top seed is Carroll with a time of 3:26.34. So we're going to see some good racing on Saturday. If you've got the opportunity to get down here, if you've never checked out a swim meet, you got a couple hours to kill, get down here and take a peek at these guys. These guys work really hard year-round to put themselves in the condition to swim these races, and it will be exciting.
Okay, again, the diving prelims Saturday morning start at 9:15. The swim and dive finals start at 12:30. Our thanks again to everyone here at the Helen P. Brown Natatorium and Southside High School, especially Meet and Natatorium Director Liz Kaywood and her staff for all their help. And we'll see you again Saturday afternoon here on SummitCitySports.com, where we'll be streaming live from the boys sectional for swimming and diving here at the Helen P. Brown Natatorium Saturday afternoon. We'll be on at around 12:25 or so. So make sure you log in to SummitCitySports.com and onto YouTube. Well, that's it tonight for the preliminary round of this year's boys swimming and diving sectionals here at Southside. And hope you enjoyed watching it here on SummitCitySports.com. And now for my partner, Jim Kressel, and for the entire crew, I'm Jim Measles saying, have a good night, everybody.